Hey y'all, so today we're going to be talking about how I manifested the relationship of my dreams and the man of my dreams. I got my little heart chakra frequency going. I'm in green, I have my rose quartz on, I have all of my freaking journals out. I got so emotional going through these journals like from this time period. I was just trying to like refresh myself of like what was going on around that time and like all the emotions I was experiencing because I didn't want to leave anything out for you guys. So I'm not gonna read I'm not gonna read my journals to you guys, but I can just kind of give like an overview of the past few years for me and just my journey with relationships and with love magic and XYZ. So let's go back to my last relationship. I was in a relationship for 3 years, and honestly, I've never really had like an issue manifesting a relationship, like the relationship that I need in that moment, in that time, right? And so with this guy, oh my gosh, this hair keeps coming in my eye. With this guy, we were together for 3 years, and he came during a time period where I pretty much was learning how to be an adult, a woman. Um, he's a lot older than me. I always end up dating guys that's like 27 at the time. So I was 22, he was 27. And yeah, we were together for 3 years. You know, it was good until it wasn't. Like, I'm not gonna trash him. I think we just grew apart. And one of the beautiful things about him was that he always made sure I was taken care of in regards to like, he invested in my business. He will always tell me, like, all you have to do is worry about getting rich. Just follow your dreams, and I'll take care of everything else. So he definitely, my bills was taken care of. We lived together, so like I didn't really have to worry about bills or anything. Really low key was playing house, but I don't mind. And so we broke up like July of 2022. So we were together for 3 years, and there was a whole lot that went on after our breakup. But it was very hard, very emotional. You go through those, oh, I'll stay with you if, or oh, we could work this out if, or oh, let me, like, there's this fear, I guess, of moving on when, you've spent all of this time creating a life with someone. You kind of grieve the person. Like I said, he was a great guy, but we just kind of grew apart. Like our values changed a lot, and I wanted more. I wanted, we'll get into that. And so for a little bit after our relationship ended, we were still like in that weird dealing with each other phase until maybe October, November, based on like my journals. That's when I decided, okay, I am done with this man. I want to heal and I want to move on, right? And so after I got all of my like grievances out, and when I was finally fed the hell up, that's when I was just like, you know what? I love love. I love relationships. I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh, I'm about to focus on myself and all that other stuff everybody tells us to do when we are newly single. Like everybody always says the same thing. Oh, just focus on yourself, just work on your business, heal, da 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 da, go on dates and all of this other shit. But I don't like pointlessly dating. I don't like acting like I want something. I went through this whole little hoe phase. That's funny. That really only lasted like 2 weeks because it was just like, this shit is not fulfilling. Like, I wanted my person. Like, okay, that relationship didn't work out. I just wanted my person. It's funny because when me and him was going through this whole thing, I would do like love binding on us, and it was a lot. That's a whole story time within itself, with all of the magic that I was doing and like to try to repair our relationship. But that's like I said, that's a video within itself, because we could talk about like how magic really teaches you a lot about yourself more than anything. And so after a while, I just was like, I'm gonna stop doing this. I did a cord cutting for me and him, and then I immediately decided I want love again, and I want a relationship. Like, I'm okay with saying that. And my ancestors was even giving me, like, prior to this, my ancestors would give me messages that were like, we can't help you until you decide what you want. And I thought deciding what I wanted meant acknowledging that I still wanted him, but I don't think that was the case. I think I really just wanted this love that I really desired but wasn't actually getting from him, right? And that's very important to keep in mind as I continue talking, right? So I decided I want love. And so knowing me, knowing the magical Venusian, Venus and Pisces person I am, I started conjuring love stuff. And so the first thing that I did was make an oil, and it actually was my splurge oil. This is my personal bottle, so it's a little ratchet, but it was my splurge oil. Mind you guys, everything that I sell in my shop, I made for me first. So trust me when I say I poured my heart and my soul into my products. But it was my splurge oil, and I wanted something that elevated my vibration, and I wanted something that would help me attract the generosity that I feel like I give to myself. You know, like, I wanted someone who was super generous, super romantic, and was just obsessed with me, honestly. And so I made this oil to not only do spell work with, but to kind of use as like a ritual. Like, every time I shower, I'm going to take my time to douse myself with this oil. I'm going to take my time to, you know, use this oil in my candles, and, you know, just creating a ritual out of the things that I wanted. But I had to get really clear on what it is that I wanted first. I knew I wanted someone generous, because that's what I was used to. I was used to kind of being taken care of, but I wanted someone super romantic. And, you know, generosity doesn't have to be, or romance doesn't have to mean like they're rich, even though I named it Splurge. On the site is Splurge Sugar Baby Oil. If that's what you want, you can get that. But what I wanted was a partner who invested in me and was super romantic and thoughtful. That was one of my biggest things that I felt was lacking in my relationship prior to. I felt like it just wasn't thoughtful. It wasn't as thoughtful as I would like it to be. Like, I wanted someone to get me flowers every week, or to see something in the store and get it because they thought of me, and, you know, little stuff like that. And those are the little things. It may sound silly, like, people around me would make me feel like I was being silly, like, oh, he pays bills, like, what else could you need? He's a good guy, he don't beat you, he don't cheat on you. So, and it's like, there's so much more to life than that. Like, I want romance. I don't want just, oh, the bills are paid. Like, I don't care if that makes me sound bratty. I feel like everybody can get what they desire. So yeah, so I made the splurge oil, and I also did my Allure, I need to label this one, but I did my Allure Love Drawing Bath Soak, right? And so together, I used the splurge and the Love Drawing Bath Soaks like literally every week. I was like, I'm open to new love, I'm open to new opportunities. And pretty much like after that was done, I just went about my day. Like, try not to think of it. You know, I would light, I would dress a candle, like a regular pink candle like this. I would write my petition, like all the things that I wanted. Like, I am open and accepting of a partner who is generous, who is romantic, who is smart, who is blah, 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 right? I wrote that on the candle. I dressed it with splurge. I also dressed it with a little of my Pussy Potion blend that I also made around this time. I made this as a yoni steam, but I also made it to dress candles. And so all of the herbs are enchanted for that specific purpose, a generous partner. And so yeah, I would light that candle every Friday, pray over it, and just go about my business. And it's really important. I felt it was really important to not put a name to it or have a particular person in mind. I just put qualities that I wanted to experience, and whoever is in my vicinity, whoever is around me that has those qualities that I wanted to experience, that's who I would manifest. I wasn't trying to confine myself to a person. So if my ex ended up stepping up into being that person, then so be it. I was open to a new person stepping up into this position, and I actually ended up getting that. But the relationship that I'm in right now, the man of my dreams that I'm with right now, actually didn't happen the first time around. So after I did like my love spell or whatever, and was like keeping up with my rituals, like really focusing on this intention, not focusing too much to the point where I'm like looking for love, but like really pouring into myself. Like, okay, if I want this person that's super generous and super like amazing and romantic, I have to treat myself this way. I gotta keep up my own flowers. I gotta, if I want him to be smart, I have to keep up with my own intellect. I have to check my own attitude. I have to be healed. I have to be willing to be teachable. Everything that I wanted in my partner, I looked at myself and said, are you the type of person who can accept that? And I would work on that. And so yeah, but the first person that I got that came into my life was not someone that I just didn't think it clicked. He was very much infatuated with me, and he did check off all of the boxes. Like, he was super romantic, spiritual, thoughtful. He checked off all the boxes, but there was just something there that didn't click. For one, he was younger than me. I don't like younger guys. And I felt like I needed to be super specific. Like, I needed to add that to my petition. But really, I just looked at it as like a manifestation test. That may sound bad to say, but with this person, although I have called this person into my life, when I approached it, when I got it, I was like, he's not necessarily the person that I think I can spend the rest of my life with. He's not the partner that I can see long term with. But what he did do, what purpose he did serve, was, for one, to make sure that I was ready for this type of partner, because there would be certain things, certain forms of communication that we would experience where I'd have to look at myself and be like, damn, you kind of cold, or damn, like, you may not be that healed in this area, or you might need to speak up a little bit more in this area. And so it taught me a lot about myself, but it also reminded me of how I like to be loved. After dealing with like the bare minimum, I hate to say it like that because there's really no beef between me and my ex, but after dealing with a certain kind of love for a long time, you kind of forget what it feels like to be loved in the way that you like to be loved. And so this first person, although it didn't work out, and I just wasn't into him in that way, like there was no chemistry there to me, he definitely taught me, okay, the person that you want is out here. Like, what you're asking for is not hard. If he can do it, if this youngin can do it, it's not hard. There are people out here that want to do this for you. He was amazing, honestly. Like, I have nothing bad to say. I actually feel very bad that it didn't work out. But when it's not there, when that chemistry isn't there, it just isn't there. But he would, service my car. He would keep my flowers replaced every week. He would help me out with rituals. He would help me out just anything that I needed him to do. He'd be like, oh my gosh, please, like, let me know what I can do for you. It almost was like, I don't know, he kind of deified me in a sense, and I think that's what made me uncomfortable. Like, I felt like this abstract concept to him, but in a way it kind of I don't know, it was like he was giving me offerings. Like, that's how it felt. But anyway, so I was like, I don't really like this. I don't want this to be long term. So, but like I said, it was like pruning and prepping and priming me to being with the man that I'm with today, Eric. That's my fucking baby. Like, everything that I could have ever asked for, everything that I ever prayed to God for is literally in this person. And so what's funny is Eric was kind of dealing with like I would say that this person was Eric's mirror, but like in a smaller kind of way. And the person that he was dealing with at the time was like my mirror in a different way, like similar traits, but just, I can't explain it. Like, we were dealing with the archetype of each other. It was funny. So mind you, me and Eric have known each other for years. We've been friends for years, but never, it wasn't romantic in that way. But we would continue to talk. We would continue to, like, laugh about certain things that we're experiencing in the dating world. We went through like a breakup around the same time as well. Similar, literally our lives started to look similar. And so it kind of was scary. And so as I was doing more love work, not for him or anything, but just like in general, like this is what I want. I'm continuing to do this love work and keeping my eyes open, keeping my options open, because like I said, this guy I was dealing with was not it. And then Eric ended up, so this was October. Me and my ex broke up July. Around October, November, I decided I was done with him. And then literally the day after Thanksgiving is when I met that guy, that other guy that didn't work out. So like less than a month after I started, doing all of my candle stuff. And then me and Eric started talking maybe January, February, like for real. And then a little bit after my birthday, that's when we like really got serious. Like, okay, I like you, you like me, like what we doing? And then May 6th, 2023, he flew to Charlotte because he was living in Florida. He flew to Charlotte, and we've literally been joined at the hip ever since. And when I tell you guys, there's nothing, there's no complaints. Like, I'm actually amazed at how peaceful our relationship is, to the point where it was like something about to happen. And that's funny, like when things are so peaceful, you're like, this can't be right. But no, it's been so freaking peaceful. Like we don't argue. And he's the type of man that, I don't know, everything about him just makes me want to bend to his will. And that's exactly what I wanted out of a man, because I felt like, my previous partners, even that guy that I was dealing with before him, it was very much like I felt like I could walk over them, and I don't like that. Like, I like the man that's my partner to be, I like this this level of authority that's like, you can do whatever you want to do, but you can't do some shit around me. Like, Eric has this aura of respect that I just am like, I wouldn't even try him in certain ways. Like, everything about his presence just makes me want to be super submissive. And I'm trying not to get all giggity and geeky, and but I'm really like, I'm super happy. We just celebrated a year, excuse me. We just celebrated our year anniversary. He moved to Houston with me. We don't live together anymore. We decided not to live together, but we were living together before. And he just always was like, just focus on like I'm writing a book. He'd be like, just write your book. Like, don't worry about nothing else. We've talked about like finances and just like family and how we want our lives to be set up. And I've never met someone who is so aligned. Because one of the things like with my ex that really frustrated me, so I'm an only child, and I've kind of been like, I was raised as an only child. Like, my mom took me, after my dad died, my mom took me and we moved to the South. And so I kind of have had a distant relationship from my family, versus with him, with my ex, it was always like, to be honest, I felt like he put his family over me a lot. And I tried to like, I don't know, it's a weird dynamic when someone is, when someone's like a blood is thicker than water kind of family, versus someone like me who was like, I kind of will move on my own accord. I'm cool with my family, but they not influencing decisions in my life. You know what I mean? And so even like with Eric, just our outlook on like starting over, or how we want to set up our family, the family of our dreams, because of like the family dynamic that we may or may not have had. Not in like a trauma bonding kind of way, but just like, no, I'm dealing with someone who came from the same experience as me, and has a similar outlook of the future. Our concept of God is similar. Like, everything about that man is just amazing. Like I said, I don't want to ramble, but pretty much what I want you guys to keep in mind, once again, is to let go of this person. If you're trying to manifest a person, I would let go of that, because that I've seen backfire in unexplainable ways. Like, it becoming obsessive or even abusive because this person is so obsessed with you and y'all really aren't supposed to be together. So just be mindful of like trying to manifest a specific person. You know, you ruin opportunities to find love with other people, with another person, by being so stuck and caught up on this one person that you think you're supposed to be with. I would think of quality, you know, what the fuck? I would think of personality traits and qualities of a person versus a name or an actual person. And whoever has those qualities, you know, that's who's gonna come to your life. Like, it may not have been Eric for me. If Eric wasn't already in my vicinity, it may have been someone else who has those qualities, because I was always going to get a person, because I set that intention and also made the changes within myself to manifest that person. Because I said that, I was always going to get someone with the qualities of Eric. It just so happened that me and Eric were already friends. And so, you know, think of your magic like that. Like, quality traits, and then whoever is in your vicinity that can step up into that role, that's what's going to happen for you. What else can I say? That's pretty much the vibe. Like, really just focus on you. Like, if you have something that you've dealt with, try not to focus on the things that you don't want. Like, I knew that whatever experiences that I had, or negative experiences that I may have had, whether in my relationship or previously dating, I did not want to experience those again, so I flipped them into something positive. If I experienced someone who wasn't thoughtful and wasn't romantic, I flipped that. My partner is romantic. I am the wife, the partner of a person who is romantic and thoughtful and generous. You know, not someone who's selfish or you know, whatever. Like, and he's dominant, and he's, you know, he commands a room with his presence. I wish, for whatever reason, I can't find the actual petition. I thought I had it in my notebook. When I was flipping through my notebooks, I could not find that actual journal page where I wrote everything that I wanted. Maybe Spirit doesn't want me to share that with you guys, because you're supposed to be creating your own. But I literally wrote, like, this is exactly what I want. It was like a full page of exactly what I wanted. And I really couldn't be happier. Like, I could really marry this person. You know how, like, in my previous relationships, it was like, oh, I could marry him if XYZ. But with Eric, it's like, no, nigga, I'll go down to the motherfucking courthouse with you today, okay? Like, what's up? Like, I'm ready to start my family. I'm ready to get pregnant. I'm not trying to waste no more time. But, you know, everything in Spirit's timing, everything in divine time. I'm not gonna rush it. But I would, if he asked me today, there's nothing about him that I would change. You know, I know we all elevate and we all grow, and it actually feels so healthy, because it's like, instead of us being so immersed in just like joint at the hip, it's really just like, he's on his journey and I'm on my journey, and we're on our journeys beside each other, instead of us being so intertwined with each other. And that feels so fucking healthy for me. But yeah, I'm not gonna ramble. I definitely just wanted to share this with you guys, because you guys have been asking me this a lot. Like, what did you do to manifest the love of your life? And I'm telling you, I created this oil, and that's why I sell it now, because I'm like, the shit works. Like, whoever it is that you attract, they're gonna be generous. And I did this little bath, and I dressed my candles with my little pussy potion. I'm not trying to plug myself, but this is literally what I did. That's how I created the products in the first place, because it was something that I needed at the time. So definitely check out giftfromneptune.com. Those products are on the site. And, you know, we'll chat later. We'll chat soon. I love you guys. I hope you guys manifest all of the love that you deserve and you desire. But I also hope that you take that as an opportunity to elevate yourself as well, so that you can be in alignment with that you want to receive. Okay, guys.